draft. So we'll see. But let's go to Baker. Shout out to Tomo. Baker by the dozen.
About
All
dozen.
right. So
And
Baker,
shout out to whoever put Baker as third best quarterback. I don't know
I,
who did. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I know everyone's
you know
probably
what?
like Trent did that.
It's funny because all these quarterbacks that's getting ranked high are not being ranked by the fans. Like it's being ranked by somebody else. So respect. Respect.
Respect for sure.
Yeah, let's get to Baker, man. So Baker Mayfield he had a really good year last year. I know you said last year in your segment about the upcoming season for 2024 that we will see Baker the most comfortable. It's the most comfortable we will ever see Baker. And I saw that. Y'all did have y'all roller coasters throughout the season, especially with the injuries and all that stuff. But y'all won in the division once again with Baker Mayfield. Like you said, y'all were fourth. You said fourth in total offense or fourth in rushing?
Third in offense, fourth in rushing.
Third in offense, fourth in rushing. So I'm assuming passing was higher than that, right? So
Yeah.
so tell me about your expectations for Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. So my expectations for Baker Mayfield are essentially do what you did last year and chill with the turnovers. So while we're gonna say here, and I listen, I love Baker Mayfield. I'm a Buccaneers fan, but what's blown my mind in the recent weeks is the love that Baker Mayfield has been getting without the mention of the turnover problem he has.
Hmm.
So Baker Mayfield, we already know a lot of this that you already mentioned on, but 4,500 yards last year, which was third in the league, 407 completions, which was second in the league, and 41 touchdowns, which was tied second in the league. You know what else he led in the league, Joe?
Turnovers, interceptions.
Tied for first in interceptions with 16 with Kirk Cousins, who didn't play the whole year, and 2 fumbles lost. So 44 total touchdowns because you got 3 rushing touchdowns and 18 turnovers from Baker Mayfield. So essentially that means every Buccaneers game you watch, on average, Baker Mayfield's going to turn the ball over one time.
Hmm.
So let's just talk about if Baker Mayfield had those numbers that he had on offense passing and just limited the turnover, even got rid of 4 or 5 of those poor making decisions, poor pass decisions. We'd be talking about a guy who had one of the most insane careers or insane seasons of his life, and not only that, but was be up there with the Joe Burrows and the Aaron Rodgers of last year. So I love Baker's risk it, mentality. I think the turnovers are a part of his game, especially when you're as pass heavy as we are. Last year we were able to get the run game going a little more, being in that top 5.
Mm-hmm.
But he has all the tools to be successful around him. He didn't lose anybody other than some interior linemen that we talked about that were rotational. And then we just drafted a wide receiver with our first pick. When you have a roster constructed of Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and you took Jalen McMillan with your 3rd-round pick last year. So it's clear and obvious that they need Baker, and they want Baker to throw the ball and get it to his weapons. 3rd year with the Bucs, 3rd year with a new offensive coordinator. So we're going to call Baker the promoter because that's all he does. He gets his offensive coordinators promoted.
I like that.
But this is the one that is a little more familiar, Josh Grizzard. So you had Dave Canales come in 2 years ago from a different team. You had Liam Cohen come in from a different team. This year you get Josh Grizzard, who was already in the staff and on the staff as a pass game coordinator. So the familiarity should be there. And again, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Year 2, maybe you're looking at, or year 3, you got more film on Baker. That's always the great debate. But I think he has all the tools to be successful. I think he has all the tools to do exactly what he did within those, 4,500 yards, the completions, and all those top 5 categories that he was in for passing. But realistically, the turnovers need to chill. And, last year in the playoffs, Joe, you probably don't want to hear it, but I felt like what happened? The Buccaneers had Washington on the ropes. Not to say they would have won or lost. You run a little end around and you fumble the ball.
Mm.
Washington gets the ball, and you, me, everyone watching knew that Tampa Bay's defense just wasn't capable of a stop in that situation. So what felt like a riding into the sunset moment was completely derailed by a rookie center, a rookie wide receiver, and a veteran quarterback. So at the end of the day, you just got to do better protecting the ball. That's the first rule of being a quarterback. Um, but again, the Buccaneers were 10-7 last year. Baker was top 5 statistically in almost every passing category,
Yes.
and still couldn't get out of the first round of the playoffs. And whether that has to do with the turnovers or not, it's a lingering issue that can really be a damper on your season and just on the game. I mean, he lost 2 fumbles last year. Like I said, he had the 16 picks. That's just a turnover a game. You got to protect the
Mm.
ball better to win games. Your defense is trying to get better, but you gotta give them better situations to be in too. So the days of I don't think we need to be scoring 50 points to win football games. I think Todd Bowles has the identity that he wants to be a powerhouse defense and be a smash mouth defense. So I'm really excited for Baker and hopeful for all the good things to come on this offense this season. But Baker's expectations should really just be stop turning the ball over as much and let my defense make some plays and grow together and get better, and we'll have an okay season.
Mm. What's funny? Out of y'all 7 losses, Baker had 5 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the interceptions came on y'all wins. He had 2 games that y'all won when he threw 2 interceptions, which is
Yep.
crazy. And overtime against the Panthers and against the Raiders. And like you said, I mean, 71% completion percentage. That's terrific in the regular season. 71%. That's a lot. That's like really. That's elite right there. And 41 touchdowns. But like you said, 4,500 yards was crazy. But like you said, 16 interceptions can't do it. But I do want to comment on our game. Y'all had us on the ropes twice. It was that fumble. The second time I had us on the oh okay. The second time I had us on the ropes was when it was first down, I think, or second down, and Bucky Irvin try to get an extra yard versus just going forward. No, he didn't fumble, but he tried to make a move and he didn't get the instead of getting the
Oh,
first
you didn't
down,
get the first down?
he tried to
Okay.
make a move to get more than the first down. Y'all got to stop right before the 1, and then third down happened in the crazy snap.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Man,
What
like
that and then the I think was it third or fourth down that Jaden Daniels escaped to get the
oh
first
yeah,
down. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
So that
forgot
was
who was the linebacker that grabbed his towel.
it was Kalijah Cansey, the defensive tackle. He grabbed
Yeah,
his towel.
Cansey.
Yeah.
Yeah, he deserved that though, man. He was talking trash to my boy when they got the
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
on the
But
fly.
yeah, but yeah, I mean that's the thing, man. I mean, your job as the quarterback is you have a lot of responsibilities as the quarterback, but I think the top of the list is always protect the football. So some of those interceptions, I'm sure you could go back and look at film and say, yeah, they were meaningless, or yeah, they came at this time and blah blah blah. But to your point, these games that they win, yeah, he threw 2 picks against the Panthers, but it's like, why are you throwing 2 picks against the Panthers? It's just you're making it harder than it needs to be. So same reason we were, week 7 or week 18, we were box score watching the Panthers Falcons because we were out there struggling against the Saints and Desmond Ritter and trying to get Mike Evans 1,000 yards and just do all this other stuff about winning the game. So yeah, it's just protect the football. And, if you have anything near those numbers and you just turn the ball over 4 or 5 times less, you're talking about 2 almost all pro seasons back to back.
Yeah. Yeah, Baker's been balling. He's been balling. So do you have any stats for him? Potential stats?
I'm going to say he throws for more yards.
Ooh. So you're taking the over on the 4,500.
I'm taking the over on the 45. Yeah, I like the 45. I like the 40. I'm gonna stick with. I don't think he gets much. I don't think he does much more, but I like the idea of him being around the same. Like I'll say 4,700 yards and I'll say 4,700 yards and 40. No, I'll say 4,700 yards and 39 passing touchdowns.
Okay. Interceptions?
12.
12. Let's get it. That's a solid season.
Yeah.
It's a
Yes.
solid season. All right. Speaking of y'all season, let's get to it. Let's get to y'all